It's pre-release week for Secrets of Power, and we're here to help you get ready for your event. Earlier this week, we broke down how we approach our sealed pools. We built 4 sealed pools live with the help from our friends over at FFG. Tonight, what you'll see is the culmination of that video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a little link to it. You go check it out. Tonight, you'll see 3 games going through our bracket as we test these different leaders. You'll see some Deidre, you'll see some Luthen, and you'll see some Leia as well. And you'll see some gameplay from myself, Jordan, and Kyle from the Colorado Cantina Crew. Kyle, welcome in as we get started for this little inter-team event.
Yeah, it was a blast, and let's not forget Paul. He was our 4th player, right?
Yep.
So it was a really good time to get some product early. Be able to do this, prepare for the event, and so I had fun with the games. It taught me a few lessons on kind of how I want to attack this weekend. I don't know how many pre-releases you're going to. I think I'm going to go to. My wife and I split them, so the Nerd Slayer is going to go 2 with one of us watching the kids. But I should get in 4. I think she'll get in 3 or 4 too. So it should be fun.
Yeah, I'll be in that general area, and the vibes are always super high for pre-release week. And what we wanted to do with the product that FFG was so kind to send us, we wanted to test our assumptions, right? So we've been doing our limited rankings, we've been doing our tier lists internally, having just a fun, casual time doing it. But we figured that we'd open these packs, build our pools, comment on them, see what our gut instinct tells us, and see what actually plays out on the table. So that's what you're going to see. You're going to see 3 matches where we test those assumptions and we see what happens on the playing table. No spoilers, but we did record this gameplay event on Sunday a couple days ago, and now we're playing it out. We're re-recording the commentary for Game 3 because we had some issues as we're getting ready. So you'll see commentary from myself, Kyle, Sharkey, and Paul as we go through the 3 matches, as we're, playing and not commentating at the same time. And then for the finals, you'll see me and Kyle. So let's get into it, and you'll see, I guess, the first competitive, limited, sealed, semi-competitive tournament in-house, in quotation marks, something like that. But let's get into it, and let's not waste any more time. All right, game 1 of our little inter-team sealed tournament. Jordan and Kyle on commentary, Paul and Sharkey playing games. We got Sharkey on Deidre green and Paul on Leia yellow. Kyle, how you feeling?
I'm going to make a prediction now, and I don't think it'll be surprised based on the pools, but I think we're going to see a lot of Dedra wins in both of our
One
games.
could only hope. One could only hope. So,
yeah, you pulling Dedra, I suppose.
Yeah, Kyle and I will be up after this. But I think, Paul got a pretty interesting aggressive build in space, where he has the Light Maker and the Blue Ace, where he could kind of just dominate that whole arena. And that could be an issue. Sharky doesn't have any answers in this deck. If Paul gets any sort of tempo in the beginning of the game, it could be tough.
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge, though, is if you're trying to, let's say he wants to race with Leia, and Dedra's going to be on the ground. Dedra flips sooner.
Yeah.
And so you're just behind in that race play.
2 turns sooner.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to have Paul on Leia starting with the initiative. That's one thing in Paul's favor.
Okay, yeah, I mean, if you're behind to start, have the initiative. Okay, so some Sentinel right away.
Yeah, 1 cost Sentinel. Will Paul get the buff here? He does get the buff off Leia. He has an off aspect. Oh no, it's a different card. Yeah. No, I thought it has to be off aspect.
No, it just has to be
not blue.
Yeah,
Got
exactly.
It. Got it. Going to turn 2 is not bad. I mean, it's a 2/4.
Yeah, it doesn't get Sentinel.
Or 2/5 rather.
It doesn't get Sentinel until you hit base, though, I suppose.
And this 3/3 is really nice from Sharkey here.
I'm trying to recall with Leia if you can continue to.
Oh yeah, there's no limit.
Okay, so I mean, if that unit continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, that could be a huge problem, right?
Yeah.
And he can use that to keep that board clear. Yeah, so I'm going to just read Leia real quick because it's a new card. On attack, you can disclose a blue, green, red, yellow, or heroism card if you do give an experience to a unit that does not share an aspect. So it doesn't even have to be outside. It's just the aspect of the card you reveal needs to be different than the aspect of the card you're giving the buff.
Yeah. So we see the Populace gets buffed again, and Leia attacks in prior to that. Then we see the Hunting Aggressor droid come down to 3/4 with Raid 2. Then another.
Is this the card that gives you get to attack and you give the defender -4 attack? Is that right?
But they can't attack base. So.
Yeah, it's kind of a removal in a way, right? So
relatively solid start here for Paul going into the flip turn. He's really been able to stop the damage.
Mm-hmm. And Paul needs this game to go longer, right? I think Sharkey here is trying to close out. Paul wants this to extend. So good start for the extending player.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing 0 damage on base. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yep. His unit here now is let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7. He's got 4 health left, so he's going to be able to clear another unit here without dying.
And Sharky's going into him. He doesn't want him to get any bigger.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so he'll be able to figure that out.
Yep. We see the Wildrow come in.
So this is the guy, if he has a...
exactly 1 upgrade.
Yeah, it can't be defeated, which I guess Leia's buffs are upgrades. But,
we see the Unveiled Might come out on Deidre, and it's probably all for naught for Paul, this work in the early game. We see a buff come into Wildrow. Willrow Hood. Got it. Learning the names.
Yep. Well, yeah, and it's Dedra, not Deidre.
Whatever. Dedra, Deidre. I've been saying it all day.
Dedra just sounds scarier, too,
It does,
right?
yeah. Deidre sounds menacing, though. Paul's holding the blue ace, it looks like, which isn't going to do much.
I have a friend, Deidre, and she's one of the nicest people I know. So it's got to be Dedra.
Yeah. This is a tough spot for Paul here. Paul claims. Paul's at 6 on Leia. Deidre at 0 with Sharkey.
Well, this is always the advantage of having an earlier flipping leader, right?
Yeah.
You get to, especially with plot now, too, it's not going to just flip into a tiny leader. In this case, he's flipping into a problem 2 turns before Leia's going to hit the board.
Mm-hmm. Paul swings into the aggressor droid, takes 3 back.
Now, I don't know how many cards Paul has in hands, but he needs to make sure to
4, it looks like.
Yeah, try to keep equal to or more than Sharkey to keep Deidre from powering up. See, he made me say it.
He can't really go wide. That's the truth. So we see this. I think it's a 4/6 Sentinel coming down. It might be conditional Sentinel. I'm gonna pull it up here. Yeah, it's the Cruel Commandos. It is non-conditional. 5/5 for 5.
Okay.
Another buff.
Yeah.
Making good use of these buffs early in the game.
Well, in Limited, we've seen buff leaders be effective, right?
Yeah.
All of the ones we've seen in the history of this game, between Rey, Snoke, Obi-Wan, they've all been playable Limited leaders, and I expect Leia to be the same.
So Paul ends up with 10 damage on his base, kind of matching with units. I'm trying to figure out, is that a blue unit there? Yeah, let's see. What do we got?
I believe these guys are a 4/5 conditional Sentinel, if I recall.
The one on the ground for Paul is that's a conditional Sentinel. Got it.
I think so. I'm trying to recall. Let's pull them up here.
Is vigilance before aggression?
Yeah, vigilance is gonna be the first one we'll see in our list here.
And it's the Rotenda setting guards.
Yeah, so he's Sentinel as long as he's undamaged. So he currently would have Sentinel, right?
Looks like we see the really a great card. I'm forgetting her name. Very great commentary.
Yeah, she's going to deal 3 damage to an undamaged unit when played. So now he has taken away the Sentinel and partially handled this card.
Really a nice combo here.
Yeah, she's excellent in limited play, right? She could potentially be removal in some cases and just a huge, hard to deal with body. And I believe she has grit too, which is brutal.
And it looks like Sharky's holding on to a...
Okay, is this the Uprising? Is this the one that does...
the Ferrix Uprising.
2 damage for each...
Well, I think he's just buffing now.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
He hasn't played it.
It's like you can't take anything out right now, unfortunately.
He's just leaving it on the board, so I thought he was playing it.
Yeah.
Right? That was just his... Yeah, there we go. All right. Paul in a tough spot. The damage is starting to pile up. We've finally gotten to where Leia can come out and hopefully be of service here, but the amount of damage taken so far is probably just too much because Sharky's developed a couple of really challenging threats with a buffed Dedra, as well as this grit unit coming out too with a 7 health?
Yeah. So we see the Sentinel clear the Cruel Commandos. That also cleans up the Rotenda guards. And then we have a buffed Dedra sitting ready. Paul goes into Dedra or base here. What do you think the move is?
His only option here at 19 damage on base already is he's going to have to try to get like full control of the board to swing this around. There's no chance of any form of racing at this point.
So he swings Leia and then buffs up Willrow again. That's a pretty big unit now. And now that's going to be able to clear up Dedra. which took a lot of damage in the process, sitting here at 19, but things could be worse.
I'd say she did her job.
Yeah. Paul's just sitting with the Mirage Citadel. It has, when a friendly unit is attacking a damaged unit, it has Overwhelm, so both of these units are heavily damaged, so we'll see. See Anakin coming down for Paul, really great starter deck card to get here in the sealed pool.
Yeah, he's fine outside of Padme. I mean, in your pre-releases with Padme, this dude is insane.
Yo, you'll be thrilled to get him.
Yeah. Outside of that, he's just a 3/4, right? So, All right, let's see. So Paul's starting. This is what he has to do. At 19 damage to 0 on base, he needs to take complete control of the board here.
And Sharkey's sitting on a pretty solid hand here as we see the 6/7 ambush waiting.
Well, and I'm seeing the 3 damage buff in his hand. This thing's got 7 HP. Paul's not killing this in one hit. So a big buff here is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh. And Sharkey, well, we have Grit, right? So she's now a very scary unit, but he does decide to kill Leia, which is interesting.
Well, she doesn't have Grit.
I thought she did.
She has Overwhelm.
Ah, okay. Never mind then.
When a friendly unit is attacking a damage, the attacker gets it.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So now I think we're going to see the actual Ferret come down and clear out this Mirage.
So that's going to be 4 damage, which
Yep.
will be enough to finish her off. So it's 2 damage for each unit you have, right?
Yep. Or it's twice the number, so
Sure.
yeah.
Math's the same.
Yeah, so Paul actually had a really solid past couple turns here.
Yeah.
We do know that big ambush unit is coming out, but
So this ship he played here will give his next unit that he plays ambush.
so he's basically going to get a double ambush going because obviously he won't be ambushing with the 6/7.
No. So that 2/2 ship, he reveals a cunning card so that his next card played has ambush.
And the ambush is the Corellian hounds clearing the Anakin, and now we know he also has that ambush unit coming next turn, which is pretty strong. I do like this green ship quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's at worst it's a backup turn 1 play, being a
Yeah.
2/2 for 2 in space, which you don't want to do, but if you have to, it's fine. But giving your units ambush, which is really good in limited formats, is excellent.
Yeah, and it's a 2/2 in space for 2, the diplomatic envoy, and I think you'll be thrilled to get it in your pools.
Sometimes in limited, man, you just put your turn 1 2/2 in space out there, and it just chips away, right? It's hard to deal with because you don't have a lot of space units, and it just gets annoying.
So Paul's here sitting on this blue ace. I think you want to clear the hounds.
Yeah, he
probably.
can't take 5, right? He's going to have to trade, I would think, or play some other form of kill that thing. Mm-hmm. See what he does.
I think that's a Beguile in his hand, the new Waylay replacement. We see Paul swinging into the Corellian hounds, clearing that, and then Sharkey follows up with 2 to base with the envoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we were expecting.
Yeah.
Okay, the blue ace comes in, takes care of space, so Paul now again has the control of the board.
And really minimizing the negative impacts on him, obviously.
So, is this the first time we've seen Dedra activated?
Yeah.
This game? Mm-hmm. Using Dedra does cost 1, causes you to have to play behind curve, which you don't necessarily want to be doing. I think this is what we're going to see most of with Dedra, is her power coming out later in the game, cleaning up damaged units or refilling your hand to give you the advantage to close out a game.
So we see the non-ambush 6/7 after Paul disclosed and revealed his 6/7.
Yeah.
They'll be battling against each other while Blue Ace is plugging away in space there. I think Blue Ace has 5 HP, so 6 now with the buff, so still multiple Deidre actions away from this.
Wow. This giant unit on the ground is a huge problem, right? If it hits twice, this game's over.
And I don't think Beguile works on this unit. 6 or less, it does work on this unit.
No, but he doesn't play it. He plays his own.
Well, is this a 6 or a 7? It's a 7, so it doesn't work. Oh, wow. We now see the sudden ferocity
Well, that's lethal, right?
on
That's
the shadow,
9.
and we go to game
that's
2. So Paul really put up a great fight in that middle game here, but I think that that action prior to the flip turn was
Well, that's what we talked
pretty
about.
rough.
He was just too far behind at that point. He's going to get got by a lot of things when you're, 20 HP behind.
Yeah. So obviously we're all just learning these cards in these pools. I don't think that there's much of sideboarding going to be happening here, to be completely honest. We'll see how it goes. But
You saw my build. I had to throw in 3 or 4 cards I don't want to play just to get there. That doesn't give me
Yeah.
much opportunity to bring anything in, that's for sure.
totally. So I think we saw that go a little bit better for Leia than we expected.
Yeah. Yeah, a little better, but in the end, the early Dedra aggression was just too much to come back from.
Totally.
And I would say Paul even had the ideal start. He had initiative, and he had his 1-4 that he could buff immediately and continue to buff, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I think like that start is the start he needs to get a win, and did not even with it. That doesn't bode well for future games.
Totally. So let's see if they'll reset the damage for me. I hope they will. If not, it's not Kyle or I's fault.
I think in our games we're going to put some damage on base too.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm going to call a judge.
Well, no, I just mean we'll see if you put any damage on base.
Yeah, okay. All right. Probably not, actually.
Watch me get beat up after that comment. Right? So Paul has the. I don't think they can hear. So Paul has the Populous Advisor again. I think that's a pretty good start.
I think that's absolutely what he has to have to even have a chance.
Yeah.
And look, he's
and he also has the Unveiled Might.
Yeah.
And he's running in.
Yeah. I thought that was Sharkey with Unveiled Might again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, but no.
That's really the perfect
Paul's
one here for Dedra.
I pulled Unveiled Might too, but I'm not playing green, so sadly it will not be seen play.
Yeah. It's probably a little too expensive.
And playing out of aspect 6 for a 2/3 buff is probably a bit much.
Yeah.
Probably a bit much.
See that Shadowed Crawler drawn by Sharkey. Also that Crab droid, I think that is, the 6/3 that can't be attacked. The Muckracker Crab droid, when this unit is ready, it can't be attacked, and it's a 4/3, not a 6/3. That would be absolutely ridiculous.
It's pretty menacing though, right? Like you just save that to your last action. You go, well, if you can't deal with it, I'll just hold this until I decide I want to hit your base.
Mm-hmm. And we get that same start with Crosshair coming down from Sharkey. We get Paul buffing and Sharkey taking the initiative.
I mean, these Leia buffs are good, and it's very easy to do, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes with Snoke, when you played him last set, you just didn't have a villainy unit, and it was sad because you just couldn't use it. With Leia, I think you're almost always going to have a target, right?
Totally.
You could just make sure that you
don't
resource in a way that you always have it available.
Well, imagine the situation. Is someone going to play a Spark of Rebellion or something? Obviously not in pre-release, but are they going to do hand hate on you, targeted hand hate, and take away an off-aspect card when you're not going to play it?
Yeah.
It's tough, right?
I think one thing I don't like about Leia, and it just bothers me, that she's not Force.
Sure.
I'm like, it's irrelevant in this set. Not having that Force energy probably doesn't matter. But like, I know that FFG, when they print these cards, they say, well, this is where they were in the phase of the story. At this point, she had completed her Jedi training with Luke. Yeah. She obviously was a Force user. It seems silly to me.
And here's that Muckraker coming down. Yeah. We have Paul buffing in response, and he's showing that Shadowed Crawler. He's like, okay, you can do whatever you want. I got this ambush too. Now we have a 3/7, which is pretty nice.
Is he going to activate Crosshair here? Yep.
Looks like it.
Puts the damage over, and that, does an extra 2 to base? Is that right? Oh, here we go. Look at this little goober.
Sharky's asking, do you want to return an upgrade? Thanks, Sharky.
Yeah. When we're
update your damage, Sharky.
Yeah. When we're talking about leaders too, the new Chancellor Palp is also not a Force user, but I can see more of an argument there, right? With the new Palp, he's actively trying to hide the fact that he is a Force user, so I get it. Leia, I just can't. I'm not on board.
So we're sitting at 0 damage on Dedra, 4 on Leia. Sharky hasn't updated his yet. Maybe this turn he will. We'll see. Sharky starting with the initiative on Dedra.
You're talking the damage Sharky has done to Leia? He should be more than 4?
He hasn't reset, or Paul hasn't reset the damage done. Sorry for blaming Sharky.
Paul's at 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Dedra's at 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul has done none. Maybe that's a better way to say it.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this is feeling like last game so far, right? Like, Paul is low damage. He started to take control of the board, but this is where the Dedra flip is where things got out of hand.
Yep.
Now, I didn't see. Does Sharky have Unveiled Might? That's what made Dedra such a problem. With the flip, he was able to flip
I think he had Sudden Ferocity in his opening hand.
Well, that's less scary, right?
Yeah.
The Unveiled Might makes Dedra so much harder to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, so he must not have it because he just spent a resource. He'd be saving 4 if that was the plan, right?
He could have the 3 is the thought, right?
Yep.
So he flips Dedra. He's not doing a plot activation. He's swinging to clear that junior senator and taking 4 back. Okay.
Dedra's gonna have less impact this game.
Feels like it, yeah.
Yeah, she's not flipping it. See, and now he's playing this. So is it the next unit this phase, or just the next unit you play like ever?
My guess is this phase. That seems like a 2. Yeah, this phase.
Okay, so he's that must have been his only play. which is this is going much better for Paul,
We
right?
get that base damage reset.
Sharkey did not have an effective plot flip. He's playing units that he doesn't want to be playing, so this is getting good.
We see that light bringer or light maker in Paul's hand. The legendary ship with raid 4 really hits hard.
I mean, that thing's terrifying if it goes
Yeah.
unanswered, right? I got a light maker too. Hits for 7. Goodness.
Yeah. We see that swing into Dedra really had almost
Yeah, she didn't do much, right?
negligible impact compared to last game.
Yeah, last game she was a problem, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got an ambush coming in here.
I think it's on attack do damage.
Okay.
And then we see the on play do damage. Then we see the Taylander shuttle coming in. I really like that card for sealed for Spy. We haven't seen Spies come into play at all in these first game and a half. Oh, we're fighting in space. We have just a vanilla 2/2 from Sharkey coming in.
I don't think this is the plan for Sharkey. I think he's being forced via draws to not do what he's
Yeah.
wanting to be doing here.
I agree.
He's just throwing dinky ships in space where he'd rather be, dominating the ground.
Well, at least now he has something up there to fight against the light maker. I think if I'm Paul, I'm probably trying to clear those out so I get a little bit more of a protected runway.
Seeing Leia played for the first time here, it's obvious to me how easy it is to get her buff off every turn. Right?
Yeah,
no
it's-
problem. This is like Rey. Sometimes you don't have a unit with small enough power. Snoke, you don't have the villainy units. Obi-Wan, you can only do it once,
Yeah.
and you have to have the Force. Leia seems like just you're getting it every turn. No
You might
problem.
not get it turn 1,
Yeah,
but I think every other turn is really easy.
yeah. She's better than I thought.
Mirage coming down for Sharkey, kind of not as impactful when it's the only unit
Well,
on the
and you have to
ground.
damage an undamaged unit, so he can't even kill anything here. Like
Yeah.
he might want to kill Ice Cream Guy, but he can't because it already had damage.
And oh wow, we see Paul start taking some base damage, putting Dedra up to 6, and then a
Did it
nice
get
trade
reset?
there.
That's
It
a real
did
6?
get reset, yeah. And then we see the light maker come down. Oh no! You're drawing a card here. You're drawing a card,
Yeah, right. He's not gonna.
Yeah, no,
We're not putting damage on the light maker.
and now you're buffing the light maker, right? So now we have a
This is-
4/5 with raid 4.
It's just gonna be a cool 8 to base, right?
Yeah,
No problem.
No big deal. And yeah, I said I like the Taylander shuttle, but that's a tough matchup right there.
Now Sharkey does have another. He has a space unit that can give ambush. If he has 2 space, he doesn't only has 1 though. So I was thinking he could trade his existing space unit and get 2 more. I think that light maker is about to go unchecked, go ham on base.
And you
here.
might not be able to last very. Like I don't think you can outrace that on the ground,
No. That is. I mean,
especially once you finally kill it.
yeah, Mirage is cool. She does damage when she comes out, but she's only 3 attack, right?
Yeah.
She's not out racing a light maker that's hitting for. I mean, he's gonna buff it again next turn. That thing's gonna be hitting for 9. It's ridiculous.
And then you finally kill it, and you exhaust your board.
yeah.
You know? And you're like, oh, well, I can sequence it. I can make my attacks. No, you can't.
No.
You're taking 9.
Oh, and Leia hasn't even come out yet. Paul, I think.
I think this is what. So he's doing to the disclose, and he's buffing Leia this time. Okay, splitting the threat. That makes Leia a 5/6, I believe, right, or 5/7.
Sharky's in a rough position here. It is time. It is time to go all in.
Yeah, 4/7. So she's a 5/8, just like Snoke.
And on her flip side, does she do the exact same thing as her?
Yeah, it's on attack.
Yeah. Okay. Including herself, which is nice. Mm-hmm. That's where Snoke would get out of control too, right? When he just starts buffing him stealth, and it's hard to remove a leader to begin with, especially when it starts getting out of control.
Shadow Crawler coming in, taking out Wilro. He was pointing to something else. I'm not sure why.
All right.
Just the discard pile, I guess.
So what's Paul? Oh, he's going to attack with Leia.
He's buffing Leia, making Leia a 6/9.
I think he's saying there's nothing you could do about Lightmaker
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
well,
race me.
Sharkey already tapped out anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, race me's the answer, right? Because Lightmaker, after it hits here, one more, that's it.
Yep.
He's dead. I think either of his units is going to be lethal. Yeah, 25. Yeah, Paul's going to say, how are you going to do? See, okay.
And now he's doing retaliation.
I'm
to clear-
surprised there. If I were Paul, I'd just claim. Sharkey was already tapped out. Both these units are lethal. It's okay.
That's game,
Sharkey
yeah.
sees the writing on the wall anyway. But like even playing a card there, like why?
Yeah.
You just claim and kill him.
So, I mean, great showing here from Leia, obviously, right? Like, really, I think the issue here with Vedra so far that we've seen in both games,
You need a plot card.
she starts slow,
Yep.
right? Like, it's not super gas like the way that Sabine would be or something like that.
In our heads, we thought this was going to be a beatdown, right? All right, moving on to game 3. And Jordan has just run upstairs here to help with some of the technical arrangement of life totals. I think it was getting to his OCD to have things off-center a little bit. So we're going to shuffle up here. This will be the first game, I suppose, we get to see Dedra with the initiative. And Sharkey had a very aggressive deck. I think we might see a better start here with the initiative, right? Paul's gotten it both games.
Should edit that all out.
Yeah, I figured. That's what I was talking about. I figured you were going up there to help him there. So what I was just saying before, while you're up there helping, was it's worse. Yeah. It's worse. Anyway, what I was saying before you came down was this is going to be the first game we see Dedra with the initiative. And Sharkey had we talked about in the build process what an aggressive build he has.
Yeah.
And I think we might see it this game with him actually having the opportunity to show that with the initiative.
Yeah, initiative, typically matters in sealed play quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. You know what we haven't seen in any game so far? A spy token on the board.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Well, no, we saw one. We saw the Thrawn Curled Paw creative one come up from. It was Paul's, but Dedra made it.
And our damage total's just dancing all over the board now. All right, so
should I go help them or
game 3? I don't know.
They're linked, so they're having an issue.
This is hilarious. All right. All right, Jordan's running back up, so I'm gonna spend a little more time. Oh, and right as it gets there, I think they worked it out. They worked it out a little better.
Relative to each other, not like there's no line. What the hell?
All right, I will say personally, I'm rooting for Leia just because we're gonna definitely see Dedra between Jordan and I next, and I'm gonna assume that Jordan mops the floor with me, and we see a Dedra in the final. So we don't want Dedra, so let's go.
Go to
Leia.
10 on Dedra real quick.
All right, let's see if they get this worked out up here. We seem to really care about the damage on base positioning.
Like their offset link. That's what I'm having trouble with.
Anyway, so looking forward to pre-release weekends. So I hope all of you are planning on attending pre-releases. One thing that I thought was interesting, and I don't know if this will be true in the areas that you all live in, but at least here in Colorado, because the first night of pre-releases is the evening of Halloween, I believe some stores have received permission to do their pre-releases a day early.
There you go.
Cool. I know my wife, Jillian the Nerd Slayer,
before I go down,
is
let's
going
put it at
to
0.
have the opportunity to go to an early pre-release on Thursday and get in a little gameplay ahead of myself. Hey, I'm a little jealous, but
That was a great
if you
game.
weren't aware of that, you might check in with your stores to see if any of them are doing a Thursday pre-release. An opportunity to play even a little bit sooner. All right, here we go for game 3, right, Jordan?
Yep, game 3, damage centered. I went up to deal a couple of technical things, and I was like, Paul,
I
nice job.
talked it through. We're good. I filled the air. We talked about pre-release, so I'm excited here for game 3. I did openly say I'm rooting against Dedra, just so we have a little less Dedra on our games.
Sure. Well, we'll have our limited spreadsheet for our rankings published in a little bit, but we kind of said that Leia and Dedra,
Yeah, both good.
you're pretty pumped if you get those.
Yeah, every set we have kind of a grouping of probably 3 to 4 leaders that are hey, if I get one of these in a pool that supports it, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Which we saw in my pool. I did not get any of those leaders, and I was sad.
You got some pretty high power cards though, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Do they synergize together?
My
We'll
pool,
find out.
if I had pulled a Cassian or a Mon, I could have made a deck that I think would have been a lot better. But to not pull really any of the leaders that I'm looking for made for a challenging build.
So we have a 2-drop from Sharkey.
And one of the better 2-drops,
Yeah.
right? This is the new Battlefield Marine, right?
And with disclosure, likely going to have something.
Yeah.
Great for Padme.
Yeah,
Right.
if you were playing your Padme at your pre-release, right? Not only do you start with the Battlefield Marine, but you also turn on your hero ability, which is awesome.
Yeah. The only thing it's missing is your Tarkin Town.
Yeah, speaking of Padme, with my build, had that have been at Sealed, I would have played Padme for sure, right? I'd still be in the yellow-red, but with Padme rather than Luthen, I'd be feeling pretty good.
We're lane dodging here with the 2/3 Naboo ship with Saboteur. Good ship.
Yeah, but not what Paul's looking for. This puts him behind in the race already.
Yeah.
Right? Dedra is going to be flipping sooner, and he's got hitting for 3, whereas this little Naboo ship's only hitting for 2.
And he can't buff and try to trade up or something,
Right, yep. So if we're going to race, he doesn't want to be playing behind Curve to buff, and he's already playing behind. Ooh,
See a Dedra activation from Sharkey.
I don't think that's what
paying
Sharkey wants to be doing. So this
Probably
tells us he's
not,
playing a
yeah.
2-drop. I
So
see
he has
crosshair.
crosshair, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Paul
the
takes
damage,
2
right?
and then pushes 2 to
Why,
base.
what's he going to do to ping him, right? That's fine.
I don't think he's like, there's nothing up here right now. I can't afford to think about luxury problems.
Okay, this is a 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3 vanilla.
Okay, so if Paul ends up with initiative here, this allows him to trade into crosshair without dying.
And he
This
does
is good.
have initiative.
This is good.
We see the 2-cost 1/1 plot sneaking suspicion, I believe, for Paul coming down.
It's fine. It's a card you could throw in your row. When you flip, it's easy to play. I mean,
And especially on 6
fine.
with Leia, you could make her bigger instantly, then buff, and then also like
Yeah.
the other stuff.
yeah, you're not feeling like, oh yeah, but it's
Yeah.
solid to have on your flip turn.
Well, you're
right?
probably not. I guess you might be playing a 6 there, but we do see that trade in. Like,
So now if he uses
Victim.
Dedra's ability, this feels much better because if you choose the damage, he kills something, right?
yeah, I think he lets him draw here
I
probably,
agree. You don't want to be. You're really fighting for board. You're not interested in giving it up.
and he gets to choose. So if you chose space, maybe there's an argument, but I think you just let him draw.
Yep, I agree. Which he must have.
Yeah,
Okay, these guys.
it's the Senate Rotunda guard again.
Yeah. The undamaged is. Well, that's good. So now this Battlefield Marine's not going base.
Ooh, sorry. Yeah, this has a really tough choice to make here.
Once again, looking good for Paul.
Yeah, he does disclose. Paul does 2 to base. Does Sharkey just claim here? No, he's going to deploy. The Sentinel's gone.
Yeah.
And we have that plot activation coming
Oh,
with the
okay.
sudden ferocity.
And what are cards in hand here? How big is Dedra at the moment?
She's got to be, let's see.
Sharky's played a lot of cards.
Sharkey has more cards in hand because he got to draw.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Backing up to when we had the discussion around, do you let him ping or draw? Maybe that was a good.
Yeah. It's a good debate.
Ooh, 10. Look at that. So
One
Dedra's
swing.
swinging for how much? 3 plus. How much big she gets? Plus
2.
2 for having the card
Yeah, so it
advantage.
should be
7 to base.
yeah.
That's good.
That is good, but now we have to
That's
see
like
if
a Sabine with a dark saber, essentially.
yeah, can Paul deal with her this turn? If so, good spot. If not,
5 HP, right?
Yeah.
Nothing on board. Now he could buff his. Okay, what was this? Taps it down with something.
I thought it might be a tap.
Yeah, it was a yellow card here. Let's see if we can find it. It definitely wasn't an exhaust effect, which is good. Because now he can buff his 4/5 there and then run it into Dedra to clear this out of the board. Here it is, right here. Bogged down in procedure. Exhaust a unit.
And disclose.
Yeah. Oh, he only had 1 unit, so he didn't bother with the disclose to exhaust 2 units.
That's a good way to stop it for a turn, though, especially now he can buff something to attack into Dedra.
Yeah, I mean, Dedra was attacking for 7.
Dedra, yeah.
Yeah, we needed to deal with that. Does he have-
17 isn't so good. He decides not to buff first.
Interesting. So now he's going to trade both units?
I suppose so.
What does he want to use those recently? He must really want to use those.
I guess
2
he wants to
resources.
buff that,
the ship,
the
and then
ship,
clear
to
there?
kill the other one.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that was a lot to expend. But we already talked about
Paul's late game's better.
Paul wants this to go late game, and so
Yeah.
if you're just trading out everything and forcing the late game, I suppose that's a way to. Wait, did he have base though?
He must have.
Okay.
What does this ship do? It's just hidden, right?
Yeah, he did. Okay, so I feel like I would have buffed the ground unit, so he could have kept his other ground unit.
I feel if I'm double trading, I would have
Yeah.
done it that way.
Okay, well, this keeps a ship in space.
Yeah, this is the Enforcer Squadron, 5/3 hidden.
Oh, so he couldn't attack it.
Oh, he just played it this turn.
He couldn't attack it anyway, but still.
Whoa, aggressive negotiations. 5. 10 to base. Oh my god. Yeah, I think you're killing that now, instantly.
Yeah,
Right?
well, I mean, this means that he's, Sharky's not going to be developing a huge board this turn. This is also the Leia flip turn. So while that was scary, Sharky's got nothing, right? Like that unit's easy to clear.
That unit's dying.
Yeah, Paul hasn't played any units. He still has his flip. He can easily clear the board. So, I mean, it was scary to do the 10, but you want to be finishing with 10, right?
Do we have a plot coming in?
Well, he did have the sneaking suspicion, right? So it could be that. Did we see Unveiled Might from Paul this game?
I'm not sure. We have sneaking suspicion, and
I think that's it.
that's it. So
Okay.
that makes Leia a 5/8.
And she,
without the buff.
and she'll potentially be growing as she attacks.
Do you draw here or do you take the 2? I think you let him draw.
I don't know. Leia's so big. Although he has that ambush unit we've seen a few times, and you want to be out of range of that.
I think that's a Sentinel coming down.
It is, yep. Yeah, this is just a neutral.
Yeah, it's the Ando Commission 4/3 Sentinel for 4.
And
now
now-
a 5/4.
which puts it out of range of this dark trooper from being able to kill it. So
Wow.
now he decides to go face.
Yeah, and Paul just
Leia.
drew a Beguile. He decides to resource it. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, this one's going to be close.
Definitely.
Close. I'm not sure I agree with Sharkey hitting the. I mean, it was cool to hit the base with $1 million with that card, but it really made for an underdeveloped turn this turn. I mean, putting just a 3/3 down.
Yeah.
Sharky's got a fistful of cards. The Dedra draw ability is doing its job.
100%.
7 cards in hand. Wow.
And Paul's doing a good job of navigating around it as well. Fair to say also that Paul loves limited and Sharkey doesn't. So Paul spends a lot of energy thinking about sealed, which we needed in the team, right?
So the Dedra unit, she has ambush if I recall.
She does,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So she can come down and potentially, I think, clear the Sentinel. She's a 5/5, is that right?
I believe so, and she does something as well. On attack, she creates a tie.
A spy.
Yeah.
A tie spy. Spy tie.
Yeah, it could be 2.
My tie.
Get some tie tonight.
All right. He's thinking pretty hard here. I think we're going to see Dedra, yeah.
Dedra comes down and trades with the Sentinel.
Yep, because the Sentinel's buffs. They're both going to die. We're going to need a spy token, though.
Yeah, we get the spy
Look
token.
at Paul's fancy spy tokens.
I got mine coming in from Legendary Equipment.
I want one of the poor depot guys to be letting me know.
Yeah. And then we see a Disclose coming here, making Leia even bigger. Now sitting at 6 damage.
She's a monster.
That she pushed to base. And then, I'm not sure what that one
I
is.
cannot tell. He was skulls in green.
It's got to be generic, right?
Yeah, there's got to be.
Oh, is it the
Is it
the Commandos? The Dreslin Commandos?
No, I don't think so. There's more red on the left. It's hard to tell what that card is.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually we're in the same room.
Because if it was the Commandos, it has ambush, right? And he would have ambushed in. This is
Yeah.
whatever this thing is. It's got 3 attacks. It's blue. We're in the wrong color.
Oh,
This
it's
is
blue. Okay. It's the Alderaan Envoys?
No.
No?
Here. Oh, yeah. Alderaan Envoy. Sorry, you thought you were up here. Yeah, 3/7 restore 3. That's just a beef unit. And it's going to help him in the race here.
Totally. So we're sitting at 20 on Leia's base, 12 on Dedra's. Great board here for Dedra, or for Leia. Terrible.
Sharky's in trouble.
Yeah.
He's in big trouble here.
We're going to see a 7 damage
Leia's going to
swing
start
here.
buffing this huge restore unit too, right?
Yeah. So he does disclose buff. The other one swings it only for 6, bringing Sharkey to 18.
Yeah, now this other thing. I mean, restore 3 is so much. And then this is a 4/8. I don't
Yeah.
think Sharky's killing this thing. That 4/8 is...
He throws down a Sentinel.
Yeah. What else is he going to do, right?
Well, now I guess you're putting the restore unit on the clock slightly.
Yeah, Leia's still running unchallenged, though.
Yeah. Paul just claims.
Claims. Did he spend no resources?
I guess so, yeah.
Holy moly, what? Paul, show us your hand again. What on earth? I'm very surprised by that. Not to attack, leave up 7 resources.
What could he have that we saw?
I don't know.
Maybe he's trying to bait retaliation.
I'm super confused by that.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept. Maybe he didn't have anything to play.
He had plenty of cards in hand.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have to ask him about that one afterwards. I'm a little...
Maybe he's playing around another aggressive negotiation. He does have 5 cards in hand.
Okay.
Oh, he has the crawler to come down and clear it. That makes sense. It deals 5 damage to Leia, clearing Leia.
Charged with treason?
Yeah, I believe
Red?
so.
Poor Leia.
And then we have a 4 swing, restore 3, bringing Dedra to 22 and Leia to 17, swinging the damage race.
Woof.
Not looking good, mate.
Sharky's flailing a little bit here. Just like, please.
Yeah.
So Paul has already spent all his resources spent on. So I guess we're just we're looking at Sharky here deciding how to defend himself. We're going to use the Dedra ability. Sharky has a million cards in hand. If I'm Paul, I snap. Yeah, draw all you want, buddy. I got this.
Well, you can't let that. You can't kill the shadowed here.
Yeah.
Sharky is throwing cards on the board.
It's just a 2/2 in space is not going to get you there.
And I think that will close things out with Paul presenting lethal on board. Swings in for 4, healing 3, 26 to 14. And then I think that's going to be all she wrote.
There's got to be an answer for this ground unit right now. And he's got Mira, but she can only damage an undamaged unit, so that's not going to help. He hopes Paul makes the wrong decision.
Yeah, a lot of credit to Paul. And Paul takes the win. Wow, well played from Paul. And, you know, maybe we were overestimating the strength of... That's a really great thing about us doing this before pre-release because we get to test our theories and see what's going on. But great win by Paul. Well played. And looks like he'll be facing the winner of us in our next game.
The buff leader getting it done.
Yeah. And the fist bump.
All right. Welcome to the next game. It's another Dedra game versus Luthen. Jordan is on Dedra, and Kyle's running Luthen.
Yeah, funny enough, both heroic players ended up in yellow, and both villain players ended up with Dedra.
Yep.
So we got some mirrors there, but we've got a blue-red versus blue red-yellow this time. See how what type of cards are in there that we're wanting to see. We know Luthen. We know Kyle has that chopper. We know he's got that light maker. He's going to try to be going big in space. We know Jordan's got control cards. He's got the retaliation. He's got the -2/-2 draw card.
Oh, it looks like he's got
Speaking of light hair in his hand.
Yep.
He's got those crate the crate veterans. I mean that one's the card there that Kyle's got as well.
I think the
damage.
We're gonna start crosshair here with Jordan, but I think he's playing on curve again, which is unfortunate.
Crosshair into.
Why are they swapping? Anyway, that's the ground.
Crosshair into Clan Ordo is not a great start because Clan Ordo is just going to run over Crosshair without any.
That's true. I think it's an unfortunate situation to be put into as the Dedra player. I don't know what he kept. I can't tell what that 3-drop is from here, but. Oh, Kyle must have the initiative. All right.
Yeah,
So
Kyle. Yeah, that's what I was saying with the initiative there.
Oh, Andy shows him what's that? Let's call it war.
Let's call it war. Yeah, the one that he can ping 2 different
Right.
things.
So whatever he plays is going to be starting off rough.
Yeah,
I
3
think at
damage
this
to
point,
one thing
what, you
and
just
then
use
2 damage to another if you have initiative.
Dedra's ability, maybe.
I don't know if he has,
Doesn't look like
if he
a great
has a
hand.
2-drop.
Oh, let's call it war. All
Let's
right.
call it war.
Just
Get
rid of him.
Clear it out. Makes sense.
So he's playing a lot more control-y than I was going with mine, which makes sense given that he's paired with blue.
Yeah, he has the big units. He's got the Lando. He has the Saws. I think he has a Saws U-wing, if I remember correctly.
I think that was me.
I think
had one.
Did you have one? I thought.
I don't know if
then
he
maybe
also
it was
had
just
one,
you.
but I know I had
Okay,
one.
then maybe it was you.
I also remember I was sitting there holding in my hand like, I'm not going to play this today.
Speaking of his Lando, there it is in his hand. So
he's got that.
If he can survive,
He's got to
it's
get
a lot
that.
of help
That
there.
hand is a weird-looking hand.
I don't. He's got something off color there.
Yeah, it's the ambush thing, the crawler.
Oh, yep, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, the light maker is going to come down on 5, and Jordan needs to have an answer for
Luthen's
that.
going to get
some gas going.
some gas
So
going.
we're
I
talking
don't know,
about
man.
Dedra having an aggressive start. In this case, we might be looking for Luthen to just push damage early.
I think he's going to do it. Oh, he's got -2 damage now. He's going the wrong way.
So yeah, we start with the crate, hitting the base for 4.
What's that called? The crate? What crate? Veterans of crate?
Crate veteran,
Yeah.
I believe is the
Something like that.
the full name on him.
It looks like Dedra flips into... Is that? It's not sudden ferocity. That's something else, isn't it? Because I see
+1
plus 1 plus 0.
1 or +1 +0.
Maybe it's +3 +0, and it's just hard to read to the camera right now.
Is that the one that he gets a spy token when he plays it, or?
Oh, he might have done that. Seems like it's weird that he'd been able to plot that, though. I don't think he can plot that. So maybe it is, and we're just having a
hard time
reading it from here. Can't really see his resources to see how many he spent, but because he flipped Dedra and did it, is what we get for trying to look up a card at the same time. So if he said 7 to base, that means...
I think it must
it's
be
5 to base. Okay, so it is
Ambition's
+1
Law.
to 0. Which one?
I think it must be Ambition's Reward. The when played, create a spy token, but did they... Or is it... Does he have
No,
Mimic's
it can't be that.
Manifesto or something in there?
Maybe. Maybe that's why it costs so much. Yeah, he's running real low on options at the moment. I don't know, man. This Luthen board is going to get pretty wide,
Luthen getting really wide.
pretty tough to handle.
Next turn, he can flip here and trade. If
Yeah.
he flips, he can trade the Crate Veteran into Dedra.
He can trade both units if he wants to and do extra damage.
Yeah, but only a single. Well, Luthen has to exhaust, so you can only do it once. But if he
Yeah,
flips,
when
he
you
gets
flip.
to do 2 extra, which is the 6 health on Dedra here.
Oh, you mean do it to Dedra, I see.
Yeah, you take the 5.
So he's taking the damage with Dedra.
7. Taking 7.
Okay, so that must be 7 ferocity. Then.
Yeah,
It
I
has
think
to
you just
be.
can't read it. It is a 3.
Yep. So
And he's doing
Luthen is-
5?
Yep.
Oh, so that's why. She's got 5 HP left. Luthen just clears her out. Yeah, so 7 ferocity for sure. Jordan trying to push damage early and get a good board state.
Oof.
The Hounds hit the
Yeah.
play.
5/5 still not bad.
5/5 for 5 is a pretty good limited rate here.
Yep. Carl, you gotta chill, buddy. Luthen's on out now.
There we go. Luthen hits the board.
So he can trade up with.
Is there anything plot coming out this turn?
I don't see anything. No, I don't think so. So
2 to base.
So he's gonna-
Oh,
nope,
he's
he's
gonna
doing
do another
2 there
4
and-
damage to that. Okay.
Yep, 4 total.
Carl.
You gotta chill, buddy. You can be the mascot, but you gotta relax.
And Lightbringer comes down. Luthen finishes off the Hounds.
I mean,
But now you've got a
the board control that Luthen has is kind of, it's going to be hard to overcome.
Yeah.
I do think that Jordan is holding an ace up his sleeve when they get to 7.
Yes.
Because he's got the hyperspace disaster in his thing, but he's going to take 9 damage this turn if he does nothing else.
He does
So-
have he has the 3-cost 1/4 Space Sentinel in there too. Or
Oh,
the
he's also
6-cost
he's also
Sentinel
got
there.
charged with treason. So he's got the sentinel now. I probably would have started with treason.
No, because that's 6 cost. 6 cost 6/6, right? I believe is that.
Oh, is it?
or is that the
6/6?
1/3?
I thought that was the 1/4.
It might be the 1/4. I
Yeah.
can't tell. Oh, you're right, because the 6/6 is a heroic card.
Yeah.
You're right. It's the Defense Fleet X-Wing 1/4 Sentinel in space.
And that is something. It's hard to read. It's create a spy token. It must be.
It's the deal 2 damage and create a spy token.
Okay,
Contempt
yeah.
for culture.
Contempt for
Great.
culture.
Finish off Luthen without taking extra damage from him. Lightbringer
Yeah.
comes in, takes out.
That does save. Yeah, it's the 1/4. That does save him damage, and that means he's going to get wiped out next turn. So I see why he did that one.
And he said 2 damage to the Lightbringer this turn, or let me draw a card.
No, I think Dedra's just. No, that was last
He's
turn.
using
You're right.
Dedra right now. Yeah.
I think. I mean,
Looks like he's
yeah.
taking the 2
I think
damage.
he can take the 2 damage, right?
The interesting thing is next turn when he plays that hyperspace disaster,
He can ready a resource.
and we
'cause
did
of,
say Kyle's asking why did he put this card in, and we're about to see why Kyle put this card
Kyle
in,
did
or
make
why
fun
this
of him
card
for it,
is in
didn't
here. As he's about to get hyperspace disaster, clear that board. He also gets to ready 2 resources off
Is
of
it 2 or just 1?
I believe it's 2.
Let's double check it. We're looking stuff up while things happen. I will try to do some.
Oh, 1
commentary.
resource. Well,
Yeah,
but that
even then,
allows
it's
him to use
Dedra's ability.
At least he gets to use Dedra's ability as part of it.
Yep. And I think he's going to lead
Yeah, I
with it.
think
There it
you
is.
you can't take another 7.
Disastrous.
You can't take 7 from like.
Yeah, disastrous. Oh, they're going to forget it. They forgot about the ready a resource thing, though. We should remind them. Hey, ready a resource. There we go.
There we go. Got the resource ready.
Sorry, Jordan, you're going to have to edit that part out later. Might have made the mic unhappy.
It's not going to be a big fan of that one. Kyle, as I said, Kyle loads up his senators that he's got there.
Yeah, they're 4-5 base, I believe, and so now they're
Say,
5-6.
4-6 base, it looks like.
Oh,
The
4-6,
emissaries
excuse
from
me, so
Ryloth.
they're 5-7 now. And he'll attack, call something in his hand, in Jordan's hand, and if he gets it, they get a spy token, right? For each one?
No, that is a diff. Did he put? Is that the?
I'm pretty sure it's
Is that the 1/1 upgrade, or is that
Yeah.
just the suspicious?
Oh, that was the upgrade.
Is it special
No,
not
no,
special
no, not that one.
modifications. It's a heroic one. I know what you're talking
Yeah, you
about.
got it. You know what I mean. We're learning the names
You're
of
right.
cards
The
as we go.
star
Star
pack
Pack
unit.
unit. I believe
Got
that's
it.
what he
I
played
cannot tell which one it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, the feed that we have downstairs into Jordan's house is good, but not good enough to quite read it.
Either sneaking suspicion, or
I have
the
a
Star
sneaking,
Path.
I have a sneaking suspicion that it's stolen Star Path unit.
I didn't see him look at his hand this
Yeah.
time, so I don't know which one it is. There we go.
Oh, we got the ambush coming down. Now.
9. He's spending 9 for the ambusher here.
How is he spending 9? Weren't they just at 7? Or did they just go real fast through 8?
Are they forgetting aspect penalties?
Yeah.
I think they might be forgetting aspect
I think they
penalties
might
here.
be forgetting We got them. We got them on stream, boys.
It's all right. It's all right. We caught them. It's all good. No mistakes today. We're making sure we're playing everything.
This is
well
why
here.
we do this ahead of time, so that we don't do this in a real tournament.
Yeah, the aspect penalty. And,
Ooh,
okay,
Lobot.
but Lobot's
I
still good
love
here.
Lobot.
Anything Jordan can do to slow down
Yeah,
the tide of damage that he's been taking is going to help out here.
I agree. And he's there's a wrestling of back and forth between these two for board control, and it's very
Kyle does
interesting.
have charge with treason in his hand, so he could just remove Lobot and still get that damage on base.
Yeah, he does have that option. And I don't know, does he have 2 cards to disclose, though? I see the one.
Definitely one.
I didn't
thought
check
I saw a second
the rest
red
of his
in
hand,
there,
and it's
but
hard to see it.
I believe
from
that
this
next
angle.
card's a red too, just based on the border.
Yeah, oh, I guess not.
Oh, he's just going to take it out, take no damage back.
Yep. Yep, okay, he does have
Yeah,
it.
he's got, let's call it war, and he
Yeah.
looks like he's got
He's got another charge with treason.
some
looks like,
senators.
or some other event that is hard to read. That's all right.
He's got the Red Hero Coalition. I don't know exactly what card does, but
Maybe it's not the Star Path. It looks like the Star Path unit to me, because that's red or white, yellow, white, right?
it is yellow white, so it is the Star Path unit. So
He hasn't looked at his hand that I can tell. Maybe he just forgets about that part and only wanted. Oh, nope, there it is.
yeah, looks at his hand. He is going to see some scary stuff here. Like
Oh,
Lando can
yeah.
come down, heal 6.
And he already knew about the ambusher that he tried to play a minute ago.
So, and the Umbaran tank, which is another. I
Oh,
didn't realize
yeah.
Jordan got that in his pool.
I
That is
did.
another unit that once it hits the board is hard to remove because the first time it takes damage on a turn, you prevent it.
Yeah, so it can eat 2 attacks pretty well for
You can eat
him.
2 attacks, 2 events.
Yeah, and Lutheran doesn't have an easy way to do, different instances of damage, but
The best way would be for him to run something into it.
I don't know what he just paid 6 for, but
That is the
it's a bit of a hard one to see. The tank does come down, though.
tank onto the board. All right. Looks like Kyle played the Inner Rim Coalition, which is when defeated, you can ready a
yeah.
unit that costs 5 or less. So
Yep.
he can ready his emissaries from Ryloth.
Oh, when defeated, I see.
He can ready his emissaries from Ryloth, get another spy. So he could get 2 spies off the emissary this turn.
Yeah, this is an interesting board battle, because I feel like both. Yeah,
Jordan's trying to control the board, get damage off. Kyle is
also has
still
to fight for the board, though.
Kyle's still hitting. I mean, Kyle has more damage on board, so he's got a grand total of 11 damage on board right now.
Yeah.
So he can put Jordan into a perilous position here. But he does know
that
he
card was a few sets ago.
true.
Sorry.
He knows he has a Lando. He knows he has that ambusher in his
Yeah.
hand. So he's got some big units coming down.
Yeah, and Lando coming down will make it very, and he can just toss the spy away for it
Yeah.
too, right? So Lando coming down healing 6 is going to undo
Yeah.
basically this entire turn.
Yeah, he hits the 5. He names Lando probably.
Yeah,
He knows he has Lando. He knew
Lando or ambusher in
yeah.
either case.
And then
You just have to remember what the name of the ambusher is.
gets to see Cinta. So here's the big problem here.
Okay.
Kyle Jordan gets to kill that for free now.
Yeah, but then he gets to ready the.
True.
So,
Okay. Jordan
Oh, yeah, he has to,
maybe not wanting to do that here.
That is your one undo button without a request, actually.
Let's say.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I totally understand. You don't want to let those emissaries hit again, create a second spy token, put you at 25.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. He's still going to do it anyway. He's going to let him ready it. I mean, Lando coming again. Lando
now
will probably save him, but it's not a good spot to be in either.
Yeah, because here's what you
And he's gonna
do.
get another
You
spy
play
token.
Lando, you let him take this, you let him take the tank, and then you can possibly run the spy into his spy and get it back.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Look to your left.
They're using C-3PO as a spy. Are your spies up there?
Nope.
Oh, all right. Well, it looks like they're using C-3PO as a spy for the moment, and we will.
I will run those up after this game.
Yep. He
right.
plays the ambusher, and
Here
not
comes the
Lando.
9-cost ambush unit in. Come in, take out the.
Yeah,
Take it out.
I don't know. I think I might have played Lando here.
It could leave you open to something like aggressive negotiations here.
I feel like that's a little scary. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, he does get to clear another spy
we
with his
we
spy.
can tell what Kyle's hand is at least, so we know he doesn't quite have something to do it, but
Yeah, so he's going to take out both the units
let's
now.
call it war.
Kyle
That's
does
a
have
good play
initiative.
there, yeah.
Clears the
man.
board.
Brutal.
Spy token takes out a spy for free.
Yeah, just leave the spy that's a spy.
There we go.
Come on,
There we
attack
go,
the
there
other
we go.
one, guys. Come on.
All right, but I don't know if Kyle has a good follow-up here is the big thing. So
He-
Lando can
he
still
can
come
play,
in, get
I say
that
he's
heal.
gonna play Bale right now.
Bale,
Bale's a
and
good
he's got sneaking
follow-up.
suspicion to make the spy a little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be tough for Jordan to come. I'm not saying he can't. I think Lando can come help, and I think he's going to need to do it.
Definitely needs some healing here.
But it's not going to be as easy to take the spy out anymore because of the sneaking suspicion. I don't know. This is tough. It's cool to see. Like, we were all pretty convinced that Dedra was we know that Dedra's in a good position still, like, as a leader, very good and limited. However, it is interesting to see the other leaders fight back pretty well, too.
I was going to say the same thing. You know, after we saw the initial polls, we were like, oh, man, Dedra's going to run rampant here. But right now, you know, Luthen's putting up a good fight here. Granted, Luthen's ability hasn't done much. It's just the
It did
strength
something
of
early
Kyle's
on, for
cards.
Sure. It made sure the early board was at least manageable.
True. True.
Unfortunately for Jordan, the spy token is going to be sacrificed, but he
But
does
that's
get to
okay.
heal
Healing
6.
6 is big here.
Yeah.
That stops. He's about to take 5 more damage.
Yeah, and he can't take the spy token back.
No.
That's all. So that's
3 to base.
3 to base.
Maybe not. Maybe
he's
not.
reconsidering. It's 3 to base. There it is. And then yeah, if he puts 2, he basically just undoes everything Lando just did. That's the Jedi with grit, right?
Yes.
Yep.
The 1-2 grid.
The 1-3, I think.
Oh yeah, 1-3 grid.
Either
Jedi.
way,
Yep.
not the best to happen.
2 to
Let's see,
base.
Kyle's gonna
Does he discard for a
something.
spy?
I would personally discard the official that gets rid of upgrades, but at this point, I think.
He wants to hold 2 red heart cards in his hand for the.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay, so he's just going to play that Walker.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's just going to get a
He's
Sentinel.
gonna play the Sentinel.
And,
He's
and
gonna play
the Walker. There
No,
it is.
that's not the Walker. That's the official.
Oh, it is the official. You're right.
Either way, Sentinel's a good call there because that can almost guarantee. Let's see, 3-6 damage. I see between the spy and the.
Jordan needs some
Constable.
damage to clear the board if he can.
He needs to call it war again. Otherwise, he might be having a rough one.
Charge with treason something to help remove a
Yeah,
unit.
I mean he's got charge.
I don't know if he has any more healing left in his deck either.
And this is the point where you just let Dedra draw cards. So he might be able to go digging for something. All right, what does he take out? He takes out the Sentinel with the grit on Lando. Lando now attacks for 1,000,000, but it may not matter. If Kyle Smarty attacks with that guy first, does 3 damage. Jordan is now in check.
He is, because that spy token will finish him off if he does not have a way to stop it.
Let's see what he's
I think
got.
that's what he's talking about right here.
Yeah.
3 damage from the
I
spy.
didn't realize Kyle was running off Aspect Urindon, and it looks like Kyle takes game 1. All right,
There we
Luthen, yellow, coming through. And if I'm going to be honest, I kind of am happy to see the Dedra deck lose. 'Cause
I know.
It very much subverts the expectations that we had.
It's true. Like Dedra, we all thought Dedra was going to be like with the right pool, she's the best leader, just because flipping on 4, she has a real stat line. She can
Yep.
hit for 4 pretty consistently, especially with plot cards.
Yep, plot cards make it a lot easier to hit for 4+ because of the plots might just be like Unveiled Might or
Exactly.
Sudden Ferocity like I had.
I
I,
mean,
would have
even-
preferred to have 2 of them, but
True. Even plot armor works really well, just making her harder to remove and her hitting you for 4 every turn.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. All right, Kyle just got too wide for Dedra to handle, and I don't remember a time past round, I don't know, 2 or 3 when Dedra's ability even got used.
No,
'Cause-
Jordan was playing on curve basically the entire game.
Yeah, he was pretty much required to. He had to play things to interact with the board, so Dedra's ability didn't come in. Like he couldn't draw cards, he couldn't attack for 2, he couldn't do like neither of the times were the downside, the lesser of the 2 evils, I guess, from the opposing player would not have mattered either way because you're always going to choose the worst one of the 2. The worst one, sorry, the better one of the 2 for like Kyle.
Exactly.
And that was not going to help Jordan at any point. So him playing on curve made sense.
Yeah, you really need them to be in like Zootsvang, to use a chess term, where you put them
yeah.
in a situation where no matter what they make, they're in a worse position.
You're basically forked, right? And
yeah, that's
kind of
that's kind of the whole concept there.
yeah. Unfortunately for Jordan, it
Jordan-
didn't end up being there.
Jordan could make the choice to switch over to Jabba here instead if he feels like maybe Jabba gives him a little.
I don't
a
think
little
Jabba
edge,
does.
but
I agree with you. He could. I don't think he does. I think Kyle could, but that'd be kind of funny.
It would be funny.
What might be an interesting play, in my opinion, is that turn 1, give Kyle the initiative, and just use Dedra's ability off the bat.
Yeah,
See what
that
happens.
could definitely work.
Let him play with it. See what happens. I don't know if that ends up being the right answer, but it might be interesting. I haven't played enough in the limited environment to have a good feel for that. Jordan's hand looks a little bit on the rough side. He's got crosshair again, and he's got that one oh nope, he resourced it. Never mind. The one Aldani thing to make him, I forget their name, but it was the low drop blue card that I can't remember the name of that I'm looking up right now. But he resourced it anyway, so it didn't matter. So he's not going to play undercurve to get him.
Oh, this
one, the Donnie Pilgrim.
Got it. Yeah, the healing damage. Yeah, there's no reason to play that early. You don't need to heal.
Yeah, but Kyle leads back with a Clan Ordo. It's a return to how it was last game, and it's kind of feeling a lot like it did when I was up against you with that 1-5 Sentinel every time, right? Like that's a rough one.
But this time Jordan's got the Call It War,
and
able
he's got
to
the
remove
initiative on it,
and at least clear the board a little bit, stop him from just getting crosshair for free.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, like, what does Jordan have for next round? I think it's still going to be
2 to base.
It's still going to be a same kind of situation, though, where instead of Clan Ordo, it's now the Crate Veterans.
True, but it did save him 3 damage on his base, because last time he was able to kill Crosshair turn 1, and he was forced to use the Let's Call It War to clear the board again, but this time he has a unit.
Yeah.
So it's a big swing from the previous
I think in this case,
option.
if Jordan had just attacked with Crosshair first and then played Let's Call It War after he'd play, I don't know if he could play it after, but I was thinking, like, there's no
Might have
real
been the
good
best
sequencing
option
there.
to hit the unit, take the damage.
Ooh.
Oh, and he gets captured.
Which card is that? It's hard to tell from that.
By what can...
That is the... Oh, it's... Yeah, I know which one it is. It's the yellow... We're looking this up as we go. Oh, well, in this case, he's going to...
It's the Covert Operative. There it is.
Yeah.
Covert Operative.
Jordan gives -2/-2 to the Crate Veterans here, and I believe he gets to draw a card.
He does draw a card,
because of the Knowledge and Defense, I believe is the name of the card.
Yes, Knowledge and Defense. And then, Covert Operative is the card that, when played, it captures an enemy non-leader that costs 2 or less. So 4 costs, so it's an expensive card, but being able to capture an early drop like that could be really good, especially against like a Leia deck who's buffed up a 2-drop a couple times.
That would have been nice. I think Jordan just flips. If I was him, I'd flip Dedra in and get his unit back. Maybe
I think flip back, kill the.
Okay.
Oh, he just goes straight base.
He's going for base.
I was say maybe kill the crate so he doesn't take any damage back.
Yeah,
because the crate's
that's
sitting
an
on 1
option.
HP.
The other option is to kill the Covert Operative and get your dude back.
Yeah, there we go. He does just hits base. Jordan decides he's the aggressor this game.
Which is an interesting one. I don't know what his hand. Like his hand is a little hard for us to read at the moment, so I don't know that I would have agreed with that play, but I'm over here and he's up there, so who knows?
It does seem like he has a sudden ferocity in his hand, but first thing,
attack for 4. Oh, and Luthen's ability.
Well, but Dedra only
Does
had 2
5.
attacks, so the crate shouldn't die in that, right?
I believe that is correct, actually. We should probably
Unless he did a buff on that.
So he's going to get to draw another card.
Yep, draw more cards, shows him a Lando.
Yeah, I'm just looking something up, don't mind me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the crate's a 4/3 for 3.
Yep.
And then what do we got? We got base coming in from...
What's the Ornithopter called again?
Either
way, he drew a card out of it.
Ornithopter.
Oh my goodness.
And
we're getting a board flood
Kyle
from Kyle's side, yeah.
Drops the...
I mean, he drops the
Constable. It looks like...
There's at least one Sentinel there, and it's the 2/1 Saboteur.
Okay, the 1 cost 2/1 Saboteur. Yeah, you're right.
Yep, we're real good at the names, guys. We're working on it.
Yeah, the 1-drop 2/1 Saboteur coming down. The Ordo Commission with 4/3 Sentinel.
Reckless Rebel.
Yeah, Reckless Rebel coming down, slows down everything here.
And a buffed Ornithopter gets another spy.
There's the Authority.
The what is it?
Ambitious
Reward.
Gets the spy token +1/+1, trying to maybe push damage in space here.
Yeah, but a free clear by that Reckless Rebel just means the spy token. I mean, it basically saved the base 2 damage, which is fine.
It's true, it's a Sentinel at that point.
Yeah.
And he goes sudden ferocity up in there, too.
This
He's
is
just
a big ornithopter.
He's going to hit him for 7 here?
7? Yeah. That's,
I believe.
That's kind of scary. All right.
Yeah,
I bet you Jordan doesn't want to use the hyperspace disaster this game.
Most likely not, unless Kyle brings down. Oh, and there's 5 damage.
Oh, 5 damage before
And
it hits. That's brutal.
I think that's really
Oof.
not looking good for Jordan
No,
here.
it's not.
Board gets cleared.
Luthen,
Kyle has 4 units on the
Luthen
board.
Yellow doing a great job of just controlling the board through units. It's not just like your typical control deck. It's you're fighting for the board, and now he's got control of it to the extent that I don't know how you recover.
It's gonna not looking great for Jordan here.
Yeah,
He's taken.
I might have to reevaluate my
7, 8.
I think he's supposed to be at 12, but it has 17 on the on the side over there. I think I'm gonna have to reevaluate Luthen actually, because I had forgotten. I think when I was initially evaluating him that his ping could go to unit or base, so it helps trade up. Whereas I'm just thinking you just do damage to base all the time, right? But no, you can trade up kind of in a way that like Anakin does.
Not quite as effectively, but not quite as painful to your own base in the process.
Yeah, it's Anakin but different, right? But it's a similar concept.
But on his deploy side, he does get that 2 damage, so you can trade up 2 HP there.
I do understand the ping going from 1 to 2. That's
the Galleon coming down to make 3 spy tokens.
3 spy tokens.
Is that how it
down,
is?
Yeah. It might be too little, too late, but he does get 3 spy tokens now.
2 spy tokens.
Nope, he gets a 3rd.
Is it 3? Oh yeah, that's right. They don't have enough.
Yep,
3 spy tokens. So
now
does Jordan care? Okay, yeah. Or not Jordan. Does Kyle care? Kyle just says, I'll clear them for free.
There's that, but also
and 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more from.
Well, he doesn't have initiative, so he doesn't get to kill both. He only gets to kill 1.
Oh,
because you need the initiative to get both.
That's right. Still though, now it's down to 1, and I think Jordan had to tap out for that for the Galleon. So
yeah, Galleon's down, but I can see why Jordan was like, I'm the aggressor, and I was wanting to be the aggressor early, push damage.
Yeah. Make him react to me, then
he still has that Lando as well.
He's gonna need it,
but he doesn't have anything to. I don't think you want to give him the Galleon.
Oh yeah. That's he was hoping. I think the spy tokens would have been what covers that, but I also think he's got the big ambusher coming out here.
Yeah, he's got
soon.
He's got that buff onto
because the Galleon costs 7, and at this point, 8 I believe is how much he would need. No, he needs to pay 9 for the
ambusher. Yeah. So ambusher can't be played.
What's it called again? Something.
The Shadowcaster, Shadow Crawler.
Shadow Crawler, yeah.
Ordo Commission. So Kyle's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oof.
10, 11 damage on board. So Jordan has to let him heal.
Oh, he has to. Yeah, he has to give.
He has to heal. He gives it to the Ordo Commission.
Well, the crazy part is I think he's gonna give it to the Rebel, and the Rebel still has crosshair from the first part of the game.
True.
I mean, everyone talks about like their least favorite part about capture is that it's not permanent removal, but it's doing work in limited environment here.
And again, I don't think Jordan's used Dedra's ability more than a couple times this whole game. He just uses it now, draws a card off of it, but even with Lando coming down, he's still at 24. He's still basically in check.
Yeah, and the Sentinel is going to be a problem because
can't even get his units back.
He can't get his units back,
and
he
Kyle
just plays 2 more units.
Oh
my goodness!
I don't know if there's anything Jordan can have here.
Yeah, there's where's the hyperspace disaster for the ground, right?
It's a super laser blast. He brought it in from Spark.
Yeah, right. We'll have to call a judge on that one, I guess.
I don't think there's anything Jordan can do here.
I don't think so either.
To stop the onslaught of rebels that Luthen has assembled.
There's so many of them, and they keep capturing Jordan's units.
I think they got the Empire and rebels mixed up in this match here. The rebels are flooding the board and capturing everything, and the Imperials are just struggling to survive. All right, he does take it out, but 3 to base. Any unit basically kills Jordan here.
Yeah,
he dies to Luthen, dies to the.
And that looks like good games.
Capture.
Those were actually really good games to watch because it, again, was not what we were expecting for that.
Shockingly, from what we started with saying that Dedra's going to run us over.
Yep, and now Jordan and I get to do the commentary on you and Kyle playing in the final for the top draft pick for our little tournament here.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, we're here for the finals of our little inter-team tournament. Kyle, this has to be the first time that you're commenting on your own gameplay, right?
Right. Yeah. It's weird because sometimes I've been on stream a lot at larger tournaments, and of course I'll go back and watch my own gameplay and nitpick what I did. But now I get to do it, live and talk about what I'm doing wrong. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, so we had a little issue recording our live commentary on this final, so we wanted to make sure we did it right. So Kyle's hopping in with me as we see we're going into game one with Sharkey on Leia playing Paul's deck gets initiative. Paul had to leave, so that's part of why we had to change the commentary. We start off with this 1-3 generic ship unit. When you get the upgrade going, it's not so bad, but otherwise it's a little tough, right?
Yeah, and with that chip, he's trying to name a card in my hand,
Yeah.
and it gets a +1/+1. If I recall, he kept naming the Let It Be War, or the card that does 3 damage
Let's
to
call
one
it
and 2
war,
to another. Yeah, he was hoping that's what was in my hand. I will say in this matchup, with Leia, seeing how she deploys a little bit later, she kind of tries to buff things and get out of hand. My thought process was go aggro, like go hard, try to kill him before Leia can do something crazy.
Sure. And then you obviously Chopper's a great start there. As we make Sharkey make a choice here, we see Sharkey start the turn using Leia's ability, buff this 1-3 space. Now it's a 2-4 in space, a little bit more of a threat, but you're reading some cards to make sure what's going on, and you decide I'm going to take my 4 to base with Chopper.
Yep. And it's really easy to use Leia's ability on this ship that he's got because it has no aspects. So any card he reveals is not going to share an aspect with it. So he was kind of talking about that as we were playing.
Yeah, it's a good point. And then we see a Junior Senator come down, pretty strong unit in a limited environment, especially if someone really invests in an expensive upgrade. We see Moral Authority costing 3, a lot of other 2-cost upgrades throughout the set, 4-cost upgrades too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun as we're playing this. You can see a couple of times we're pointing at cards, reading cards. So that's how you know it's early in a set, right? Because like this guy that I'm playing here, this Rhodian, I think this was one of the first times I've ever read this card, but he was pretty good actually. When you attack with them, you reveal a card off of it's either player's deck, right? You get to choose the player. I would assume in most decks you're probably going to choose your opponent's deck because they're likely to have shared traits, and then you get to tap something down.
Yeah, I think it's a solid limited card for sure. Will that be a card that hits into constructed? We'll have to see. But I think anytime you could do some disruption, it's good. We see that trade taking Chopper out. Obviously, he's a huge threat. You got to take care of him.
Mm-hmm. And then here we go. Hitting for base. I'm naming his deck, right? And so this particular unit, and Sharky's needing to read it. Let's see if we hit anything that shares a
So
trait.
we're looking for Republic vehicle or transport, and we get nothing, but doesn't matter because you capture it. And that's another really great, just blanket heroic card. The Covert Operative, really going to be good in this limited environment, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was really obnoxious.
Yeah. Here's one of my favorite cards. We talked about it in our tier list prep video early in the week. If you missed it, I'll put a little link up here in the description. But Sakacho's really interesting to me. Solid unit, gets to get a card draw, makes your opponent make a tough choice every turn.
Yeah, and so far my game plan is starting to work, right? I'm ahead on damage. I'm trying to get after him, but you can see he's already got one unit he's starting to buff, and these units that do not have heroism or villainy, again, are easy for him to buff with Leia because they're not going to share that heroism aspect. And so this thing, if I recall, is going to become a problem.
Yeah, we see that Covert Operative taking this too. Obviously, it's a little bit below rate at a 2-4 because of how good that capture ability is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I didn't have a way to immediately answer. If you're looking at my hand, I mean, that thing's already a 4/5, and I couldn't kill it. Now he's throwing a Sentinel in the way, so we're in trouble.
Yeah, that Rotunda Guard, pretty good conditional Sentinel, loses it once it's damaged, but pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, and I'm trying to now slow things down a little bit. With the attack power reduction here on his unit.
Yeah, the emissaries from Ryloth. A lot of good one-played abilities in this deck, Kyle.
Yeah, I think so. And here once I get Luthen out, I think you start to see the power of Luthen here. We were talking about before, with kind of being Anakin light, right? So when a unit attacks in and dies, you can then deal damage. On his flip side, it's 2 damage. So my unit only hits for 3, but in this case, I'm going to be able to clear because of Luthen's ability doing 2 additional damage. An Anakin-esque pump, which was very helpful.
Trading 3 to 5. It's good. Who knew?
Yep. Now, if I recall, looking at my hand, I've got the ship that hits for 7, the Raid 4 ship, and I'm starting to see the writing on the wall with this unit on the ground that I can't kill it, and it's getting big, and so I'm going to try to shift up to space and finish the game out there.
Yeah, the Light Maker is a great card. We got 2 in our 4 sealed pools that we did earlier on the channel, but I think you also had that 6/5 red card that I'm looking up the name of right now that had a great when defeated ability that you got to ready a 6 or less cost unit. Really strong, just generically, I think.
Yeah, I think that one caught Sharkey by surprise a couple of times.
Yeah. What is the name of that one?
All right, so we're readying up here. And we're heading into the Leia flip turn. So now, Leia's a pretty good body here, and the buffs are already starting to make their way into trouble territory.
Another really good, just mid-range Sentinel here, 4/3 for 4, really going to gunk things up and try to slow it down. That 6 drop that we mentioned was the Inner Rim Coalition, 6/5 for 6, and when defeated, you may ready a unit that costs 5 or less.
Well, and these Sentinels are really what Sharkey needed, right? So last turn I had to throw 5 damage into a Sentinel. This turn I'm having to throw 4 damage into a Sentinel. I could have him upwards of 20 health on base now if he's not throwing these bodies in front of me, but you can see he keeps getting them. And with the reveal, he's even got a Sentinel ship in his hand, which is going to be a problem.
And Sagatro now is sitting at a 6/7 with 2 damage on it, right? Just a brutal unit to have to deal with prior to a Leia flip coming out. So he ends up swinging into Luthen rather. Now he has 4 damage out of a total of 7, which isn't so great.
Yeah, which is smart too, because it prevented me from being able to run a unit into it and then do the 2 damage up. So.
Yeah. So it looks like Sharkey also drew one of those Light Makers, as you see there. Whether he drew it then or at the next regroup phase, we'll see. Just I think you paid for him to stop there, so he'll draw that next turn. But then Leia swings in and he gets another buff going here, and he gets his commissary shuttle back as well. Not much against that Light Maker, but as you saw, that Sentinel coming down too to make things a little bit more challenging. Maybe next turn, right?
Yep. How many resources he got left? I think he is going to throw it down this turn. We were talking about this afterwards. I'd gotten him up to 11, if not for the Sentinels, he's a little higher, but I'm hoping the Light Maker is going to be my key to closing this game out, right? But if he can just put roadblocks in the way, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it looks like we're going into the 7 resource turn now. Really, really threatening ground arena from Sharkey here.
Yeah, this Leia, to Bar point earlier, Snoke-esque, right? It's very snowbally. Unlike Rey, which has a limit to how much it can buff, or Obi-Wan that can only do it to an unbuffed unit, we could definitely do the Snoke thing and just get out of control with an individual unit. And in this set, there's not a lot of good removal. Once a unit gets to a certain size, it's tough to deal with unless you got a couple of specific answers.
Yeah, or it's awkward, right? I mean, you see retaliation, but they got to do damage first, so that's uncomfortable. Speaking of uncomfortable, this giant hit from the Light Maker going into Sharky's base, bringing him to 18. But, really presenting a lot of damage here on the ground. Leia cleans this emissary group up and gets a buff, I assume. That buff is coming through. Will it go to Sagatro?
Yeah.
5 experience tokens on that bad boy.
Yeah, and right when that thing was played, I was just out of range of being able to kill it, and now you can see it is out of control.
That's the definition of snowball, right?
Yeah, I don't have a good plan here.
Out of aspect, Gurinden.
So I thought this was a good play, though, right? Because I knew he had a Sentinel in his hand, and I need to be hitting with the Light Maker, right? So I played the out of aspect Gurinden just to take away his Space Sentinel with the hope of being able to hit him with the Light Maker to close this out.
Yeah. But then you see his Light Maker, and it's a little discouraging, obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has other answers, and this giant unit just bashing my head in.
Yep. Oh, and then that top deck with the blue ace is probably the best you could possibly get in that situation. You have to pay 1 to exhaust them. Not sure if you had anything else that you wanted to play. I guess you probably would have played that space unit just to develop a little bit, but that kind of puts the kibosh on that turn for you.
Yeah, and that's what I meant by other answers to the Light Maker, unfortunately.
Really great ability from Sagatro, right? It's balanced. You have to attack. It's not unfair. You're not guaranteed to get it, but really solid unit.
Yeah, he performed well. All right. So I don't recall. I don't think I had many pumps too. So the light maker is going to take 2 turns to end this game if I have a chance to do it. But you can see I'm getting hit on the ground here for more. I'm not going to last 2 turns.
And
I
this
guess
is the
is
real nail in the coffin, I think, because you have the Alderani Restore 3 unit, the 3/7, which really makes racing a challenging endeavor.
Yeah, that unit, especially in this Leia deck, was really a pain in the butt. I think there were other games between Paul and Sharkey playing this deck that they were able to make that the snowball unit. So when your snowball unit is
Lord.
also restoring for 3, it's devastating.
Yeah. And, I think Lightmaker is really threatening and has a great ability. Probably going to see a ton of play in all formats, but I don't know if it's going to be enough here.
Yeah, I need to get in 12. He only represents 7, right? Maybe if I had a fat hand of cards and the new pump that does it for all the cards in your hand, but I do not.
Well, Cicatro doesn't get cleaned up because he's buffed to infinity, but Leia does by that Let's Call It War. I guess another really cool part about the Lightmaker is that it's live to a lot of those ready cards that ready low power units because of how powerful the raid is. So that's a little interesting. We see the blue ace clean up the Nightmaker, and I think at this moment we decide go next. We're not even exhausting. There's the fist bump. Going into game 2, what needs to change, Kyle?
Yeah, I just need a more aggressive start. I also am thinking to myself, I cannot let units snowball. So if I do have a unit that's going to present that factor, I have to be trading. I have to clear the board, right? So I think I focused a lot more on individual units that I was worried about, trying to clear them here.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. We'll see if
that.
Good.
I'll say that last turn of the last round, I could have hit with the Lightmaker first, right? But that wasn't enough for lethal, and I needed to prevent his lethal with the Let's Call It War.
Yeah, you got to play to your outs in some form or fashion. So both players here like what they see. They haven't reset the damage tokens, so tisk tisk on the right and left side of the screen. We'll get that adjusted as we go through. But let's see what happens when Luthen has to play. If it's anything like Anakin, it matters.
Yeah, definitely being on the play, I think was beneficial to me here. So let's see how it goes. Pretty good start.
Yeah, Rebel Pathfinder and Junior Senator going to offer potentially a full trade unless we could see Sharkey get his buff going, which you can't because you have initiative, right? So really does change some of the math there.
Actually, if I recall, this turn is pretty interesting. I like the way it goes. We bait Sharkey into a buff.
Yeah,
so
I think
in my
I remember
hand,
this actually as well. This was an interesting one. See
yeah,
the stolen Star Drive come down on the Rebel Pathfinder, making it a 3/4.
So now I'm looking for the advantageous trade. So Sharkey responds by buffing his unit to put him back over on top. But I know that in my hand, I have a way to defeat an upgrade.
Yep. And so do you from looking at the hand cams, all you
That's
viewers at home. We see that experience token getting taken out, and we also know that now he has a Sentinel on the ground, which is interesting information.
Yeah. Now, what surprised me here is that he went base, giving me the advantageous trade. I thought he was going to run into my 3/1 and at least trade out the 2 units.
I think that's probably fair. So we see Luthen did reset. So good on you, Kyle. We got to just shame Sharkey a little bit more. We see some sort of what's this happening for?
I think it was the stolen light, whatever the upgrade my unit has. You get to
got it. Yeah,
name a card, take a look at their hand on attack. So we were still doing that as part of the attack that I had made there.
And you guessed right. So there we go, right? And there's not a guess because you see it with the Senate guard, which is really important, right?
That's right.
And then it comes back this way.
Behind the curtain, I was not writing down cards that he had revealed. So obviously he had, with Leia's ability, had just revealed a card from his hand. So I know a card that's in my hand, but I had to just say, that card you just showed me. So
and Sharkey was polite about it. So you'll have to make that decision if you're polite at your pre-release when you're playing against Leia.
That's right. Going to your pre-release events. I think you made this point. Yeah, I made fun of it a little bit, but there's a lot of disclose and there's a lot of reasons you need to remember what's in your opponent's hand. So writing it down is not crazy.
Yeah. See this buff Pathfinder coming in for 3 really, really annoying units to have to deal with, and you know what's in his hand, so
That's right.
Assume you call the Retender Guard here again to create another spy token. So I think this is the type of board state for Luthen that is really challenging to get back against, right? Because every time that you play a unit, they're going to trade up at least once, and that's an issue.
Yep, exactly. So I need to be able to, get control of the board here, not allow Leia to get a unit out of control. And so you're right. Anything he plays here, I have a 3-attack unit, I can just kill it, or a 2-attack unit, trade up with Luthen, I can kill it, right? So to your point, having the initiative and being able to kill things how I want to is important.
Yeah. And on the flip turn, you could effectively do his ability twice, which is really impactful, where with Anakin, that's not how it worked, right? So with this, you get to do it twice. It's not better than Anakin, but you can make an argument that it's flexible in different situations.
Yeah, I don't remember the conversation here. We're both pointing at stuff, trying to figure something out, but I guess we worked through it.
Well, as much as we've been practicing in this preseason, we're all learning the cards still, right? So that's why you watch content like this, to get ready for your pre-release, so you have a little bit of an edge up where people are like, how do you know that, man? Geez.
Yeah, I mean, there were mistakes that I made in our little game here. Another good one is paying attention to Leia, right? So when somebody reveals a card for Leia, ensuring that it doesn't share an aspect before you give the bonus. I know there was a couple of times throughout our tournament, that was attempted. It was like, oh wait, no, it shares heroism, even though it doesn't share cunning, right? So just paying attention to that.
Yeah, and then Pathfinder comes in again. This is probably a mistake, letting that Pathfinder continue to do work and push damage and otherwise, but that's what happens when you have a buff on turn 1 and you can't answer it. So Sharkey goes to 6 damage on base and then hits back for 1. He does have that Light Maker in space, kind of dangerous. But as we look at this, I think that's kind of what happens, right? Like in our game that we played against each other, I made a pretty big misplay not killing one of your units, and that's just based on, not reading the cards that well and understanding, and that's why we practice, especially these limited cards.
Yeah, and game 1, I tried to hit a light maker and race, and now Sharky's that's his only option at this point, I think, because I have full control of the ground arena here. And
Yeah,
I'm on my flip turn too, right?
You're presenting upwards of 15 damage with Luthen coming in for an extra 2. And importantly, Lightmaker can't kill itself by attacking into the space unit on the other side to get that outmaneuver-like effect on the ground. Might help for a turn or two, but yeah, Sharky is in a bad spot here, facing down the war hero and his group of friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this upgrade that I started with on turn 2 is really, really good this game, right?
Yep.
Just create spy mania.
Well, I mean, your Pathfinder would have died on turn 1, and it didn't. Right? That's what swung this game completely. And likewise, in our game that we watched maybe 20 minutes ago in this video, I could have buffed Dedra out of your attack range with Luthen, but I forgot. I forgot that Luthen did it. That's what happens. We do get this activation here to buff the Light Maker even further. Probably too little too late, but now he has retaliation as well. Kind of expensive to use on any of your units outside of Luthen, but that's the situation that we're in.
It's making so many spy tokens. We ran out and had to use just the back side of another card.
Sharky up to 24 damage. That's most likely it, and we'll be heading to game 3 any moment now.
Yep.
Retaliation is futile. He does take his attack in and kill the Ordo soldier, and then he takes 2, and we're finishing it out. Okay, Lightmaker swings in, and that'll be it.
Playing for pride now. He just wanted some more damage on base.
And
so I responded by
but one thing that we'll note here as we get ready for game 3, we see that fist bump, is that this is Paul's deck that Sharky is picking up because Paul had to leave. Because we went too long as we were drafting and doing sealed and stuff rather. So Sharky's piling a deck that he is really picking it up, and he's picking up well here as we get into game 3. Both of these games were like pretty big steamrolls. I do wonder how much initiative matters for Luthen. My guess is probably a lot, and maybe Leia won't have it as she's using her ability and stuff. But what do you think?
I totally agree. And we know that with Anakin, initiative is very important. I feel with Luthen, it's very much the same. So at least in these games played, much better with initiative than without.
Yeah, and the another thing about Luthen, obviously he is not Anakin, but he can do it across arena or to base, which I find very interesting.
Yeah, I think that if I recall in this third game, that does help me out. I'm able to clear a space unit that's given me some trouble at one point with that ability. Running something into ground and then pinging across arena.
Yeah.
You reminded us that Paul had to go, but we did give him prizing as if he had won before he left. So I guess it um,
He owes us
worked out
one.
for everybody. We had a good time.
Yeah. Oh, we had a great time. It was
Yeah.
a great way to use the product, and I think it was a fun way for you guys all to see us use it, right? Because as much as building a pool is really fun, like we're getting to see it in action here. Like we're getting to test our assumptions, because this early in the set, that's all it is with these limited pools. We haven't played that much because there hasn't been much to play.
Yeah, well, and hopefully the good times roll, right? In future sets, we can do, similar things.
Totally.
Get some practice ahead of time. Make use of the material and bring this sort of content. I
And
think that's
limited's
fun.
only rising in importance.
Yeah, we just found out today here in Colorado we're getting a limited PQ this set, so excited to participate there.
And I know we're on the same page here, but I really wish we had the opportunity to play in a smaller event before we went to sectors for our first competitive limited, right? I think it would have been really beneficial. So we're going into game 3 here, both mulligan as we get going through things. Leia with the initiative. Really likes that emissary shuttle. 3 games in a row, starting with it.
Yeah, and one thing I really liked about my hand this game was I was holding 2 upgrade killers in my hand, 2 ways to defeat upgrades. If he's going to try to buff and do that sort of thing, I have
Really good
multiple
in this
ways.
matchup.
Yep.
And then you have the Sheath Pede too, really overstatted 2/4 with the ability, a little bit of a downside, but great card here. Probably, I could see this getting play in Kaz Yellow as like or Kaz Blue or Kaz, any of the Kaz that could blanket,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you'll see this turn. If I recall, I decide to bump into his unit because I am worried about this ship running out of control with Leia's ability.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Sharky's resourced, there we go.
You do take that bump, as you call it, 2 damage into the commissary shuttle. We see the Vanilla 4/3 come down for Sharkey. That's a great card for this deck because it could be buffed by basically anything, right?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite card to see, right? Because I'm about to play a 3/4. So I was hoping to have an advantageous trade going the next turn, but not so much.
Yeah, I mean, you will get that advantageous trade in space, but it doesn't feel as good.
Mm-mm.
Sharkey wisely takes that first action to buff this Vanilla 4/3 into a Vanilla 5/4. Really not what you want to see at all, because that could actually trade up into Luthen.
Well,
From the
fortunately,
other side.
thanks to Luthen's ability, I can now just run my unit in and, despite the buff, ping for 1 more and take this trade.
But you decide otherwise to defeat the experience token. Really functional card and limited, and constructed that Outer Rim Constable.
Yeah, and the reason I did this is because now I could trade into his unit and then use Luthen's ability to pick off his ship in space for that last health.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Being able to get a clean 2 for 1 and just keep that space unit a little bit more healthy. Yep, as we see the nice little board wipe. 5 damage to base, but, we would like to have some units on board. We see this 2/5 coming down. Pretty solid unit here, that Wildrow Hood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of health for only 3 cost, right? He's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And I believe his text reads that if he has 1 upgrade, it can't be defeated. So I guess I couldn't do anything about it.
But I don't think you have more upgrade hate than you possibly could have on the board right now. Otherwise, that'd be a really, really sick limited build. So this game's starting off a little bit slower. Do you think it benefits the Leia here or the Luthen?
Yeah, I think as Luthen goes, I want to be pushing damage and ahead, kind of like I had in game 2 there.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the aggressor. If I recall, Paul's deck has a lot more big stuff in it than I was able to muster.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the blue ace. Really nice looking hyperspace card.
Yeah, really great card. And I think that's going to be a great card in limited if yellow ends up being a powerful color. Just because, you get to ambush, it's a space unit. you could mitigate the downside potentially. Like you didn't see any downside there whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
See this buff coming in to make Wildrow even bigger. He's now a 3/6 or 3/6.
Yeah, I flipped Luthen there, hoping he wouldn't do that, so then I could trade one of my 3 attack units plus Luthen's ability to clear. But he saw it coming.
Set Naboo 2/3 come down, 3 to base. It is interesting though because he's not really a candidate for a further buff now. I guess it doesn't matter. He probably sees the 2 upgrade hates and he says, you know.
So here's where I think I might have overcompensated. In game 1, he really buffed a unit out of hand that I couldn't control. And so I was so worried about that, I start trading into his units to prevent that scenario. But as you can see, he's only at 2 damage. I guess 5 now, but I need to be ahead of this in damage right now. I take the board clear really because I just don't want to see Leia buffing stuff, but it's to the detriment of my ability to push damage.
Yeah, and now Leia's going to come out, buff herself, right? And then really just make mincemeat out of Luthen, I would imagine.
I mean, it looks good, right? I've cleared the board. I have 3 units. He has none, but the fact that he's only at 5 is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Had I had larger units in my hand, so you can see my hand right now, I have a 3-drop, I have a chopper. I don't have a big threat. Like if I had like a 5-drop, a beefy body 5-drop, I'd be feeling much better.
100%. And this gets even bigger with this sneaking suspicion coming down the plot 1/1 for 2. Really great and limited. Might be okay and constructed, but really great for limited.
Yeah, especially for like a leader like Luthen, right? He only has 2 attacks, so I feel like he would be much more imposing if you have a good plot card to put on him. The 3 attack power red plot card, even this +1/+1 just makes him a much more intimidating flip to deal with. Yeah, so now we've got a problem, right? We're 7 damage behind, and we've got a Leia that's already hitting for 6. So I'm forced to trade into it, hoping I can take care of Leia next turn.
Yeah, and then I'm sure you hate to see that 3/7 restore getting disclosed. That's a little backbreaking in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Also really like this vanilla 3/4 in space. Lets you draw a card if you disclose blue. It's called the Bardatan Orthenhopper. Jeez, who's naming these things? But pretty solid space unit.
So we killed Leia with the card where you show double red to deal 5 damage.
Yeah. Really strong removal, unexpected.
Yep. I'm still clearing board here, but I'm also not posing much of a threat on base damage with him only at 7. And we did just see, to your point, the 3/7 restore 3 unit. That's trouble.
Yeah, and Luthen's probably going to see that and be like, I need to not allow this to happen.
If I can. What do I have in my hand? I have chopper. I should do a better job of keeping my hand in front of the cam there.
You should, yes. And he has 1 resource open, so he's going to end up buffing this Alderani. And now it's a 4/8 with restore 3. Absolutely brutal. Seeing this inner coalition member, really strong, but tough when you're facing down a 7 damage swing in every action there.
Yeah, this is the one you were talking about. It didn't do much for me in these games, but against you earlier in the matches, it was very good.
Yeah.
In the being able to attack with it, being able to attack with it and then forcing you to trade into it, which then can ready something else. It was an effective card.
Totally.
So I just have no answer whatsoever to this 4 attack, soon to be 5 attack restore unit. And Sharkey knows it, so he's just jamming base.
Yeah. He does put down a Sentinel to clear a little bit of room for him, but it probably is only going to suck up 1 attack.
Yeah, and back to Luthen being only 2 attack, he can't even kill this thing. So now I got to slam my 6 attack unit into it just to get it out of the way.
Which feels great. I think Luthen would be a great candidate to receive that sneaking suspicion that we saw on Leia or something similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is the one that attack makes the defender, I think, -3 or -4 attack just to prevent damage on my unit running into it.
Mm-hmm. We do see this buff coming in to make this even bigger. Shows that Anakin again. Smart if you're watching this to remember, you only really want to show one at a time, right? Like if you have it in your hand, show the same card. You only want to show them a little bit. We do see this Restore 3 with a 5 to base.
Yeah. And I think at this point, I'm already aware that I don't have any answer in my deck. That I don't think I have any card that can kill this thing, and we're probably doomed.
Yeah, you're just slamming units now, trying to figure it out. You do have a lot of small units to play, but this type of restore imbalance is really challenging.
Yep. Well, and I'm not playing blue, right? We've got a couple removal options in blue that could save you here, but I don't have them, nor do I have them out of aspect.
Yeah, blue red might be the premium removal color in this set now. That combo.
Yeah, thinking back on this, I think in my pool, the blue card that says if a unit hit your base, defeat it. You were calling the name on that guy?
No.
Okay.
Retaliation.
Retaliation.
Yeah, he's not a guy; it's a card. Yeah.
Yeah. So perhaps I should have brought that in out of aspect after learning my lesson game one.
Yeah, you probably bring that in.
Having a single unit get out of control and kill me. This is what happens again in game 3. Perhaps if I had brought in retaliation out of aspect, that would have been the play.
Yeah, and we see Sharkey playing that temporary sentinel in the Rotunda Guard. Chopper trading into Anakin most likely, or maybe you're just deciding resistance is futile and calling it a day as you put up a valiant effort, but just kind of got outgrinded.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's going to be able to buff this unit again next turn, and that's 6 damage, which will be lethal. So yeah. I think we're probably going to fist bump it.
Yeah, because Bale, he's unwounded, right? Or does he have 2 on him? He has 2 on him. Yeah, so we see the Light Maker come in, and that makes things even worse because that is lethal right there without a buff.
Lethal from either arena.
And great run, great time playing with these sealed decks. And, this is how you get started in a set, learning the cards, figuring out how the matchups go. But overall, great day and great run by Sharkey, taking it down with Paul's deck. I hope you guys had a great time watching this coverage, and we'll catch you soon.